Hi, I'm Jason with Surety Home Care, and today I am at the Gardens of Riverside, a wonderful memory care community in the city of Riverside, and with Executive Director and friend Stephanie Oden.
Hello.
And hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Jason.
We're going to talk about Alzheimer's and dementia care, and this is a giant subject. This video could go on for about 7 weeks. It's such a big subject, or even 7 years. But today we're going to highlight just a few key things in care, and Stephanie's been so nice to give us some of her time. She's an expert in this field, and even said that we're going to come back and sit down with her in the future and possibly do some more videos to talk about some other key areas. But let's just highlight some of the. Let's stay in the area of care. You're the caregiver. Either you're a professional caregiver doing this for someone like Stephanie at the Gardens, or for someone like our caregivers for in-home care at Surety Home Care, or you're a son or daughter or grandson or granddaughter, you're taking care of some of your family. What would you say, Stephanie, or if you were going to give someone orientation, what are some of the first bits of advice you're going to give someone who's going to provide care for someone with an Alzheimer's or dementia?
First thing, most important, is be patient. Be patient and work at their pace. We always have things that we want to get accomplished and get done, but in the case of Alzheimer's and dementia, they don't have those same goals that we do. So be patient is the most important thing.
So that's something that we run into a lot when we do an assessment with a new family who's interested in care, and I'm sure you do too, is we run into someone who's frustrated. Whoever they're caring for is not doing what they want, whether it's take a shower, whether it's eat at the right time, or get dressed ready to go. And they're just getting agitated. When they're getting angry, when that person with the dementia is agitated, what do you do then?
You walk away. If you're trying and trying, you're only going to, make the behavior accelerate, make the frustration and agitation accelerate, and they feed from you. People with dementia, they start to feed off of who's around them and what they're feeling. So if it's not going the way you want it to go, just walk away and try it again later. Because their times, their clocks are all different from ours now, once they have that Alzheimer's. So just because they took a shower at 8 o'clock in the morning before their diagnosis doesn't mean they're still going to take a shower at 8 o'clock in the morning. So just walk away and, regroup and then try again later.
And to go back to the first part of that, are there some things that, maybe the caregiver is doing unknowingly that could cause some of that agitation or stress?
Raising their voice, grabbing on them, like, come on, let's go. Come on. We got to go take our shower now, Mom. Those type of things can accelerate the situation. Not making eye contact.
Making eye contact is a big one.
That's very important. Don't talk to them from behind them, not even on the side of them. Get in front of them and talk to them and let them see you. Because you could startle them, and that can cause behaviors, scare them. That could cause behaviors. So always be in front of them and always make eye contact with them and speak slowly.
And you just said cause behaviors, and that's a term we hear in the elder care industry quite a bit. What is a behavior?
Agitation, hitting, biting, screaming, yelling, that's considered behaviors. And something always causes that. They don't do that just because. So you have to, assess the situation and see what's going on, and then reassess your situation. Like I said, if you're raising your voice, some people raise their voice because they're frustrated. They're going to feed off of that, and they're going to get upset, and they're going to raise their voice. Some residents, because they don't have a filter anymore. So before dementia, they knew, okay, let me work this out, let me talk this out. Now they're like, I'm going to hit you, I'm going to kick you because you're upsetting me, because they don't have that filter that you have before dementia.
So that's great, and that explanation of behaviors is perfect. Thank you. Let's go back. You mentioned not approaching from behind. How do you approach somebody who has dementia?
Always from the front. We're so used to calling out people, hey, how you doing? Hey. But when you're dealing with dementia, you can't do that. Because like I said, it's, they're frightful, it's scared. So you walk up and you say, hi, Jason, how you doing today? Can you come with me? I need your help, and we need to get this done, or can we get this done? You talk to them about what you're doing. We need to go freshen up. And you can say, we need to go freshen up because we're going here, or we're going there. Because most people, before they went out somewhere, they freshened up or they got clean, Don't say we're gonna take a shower. Don't say we're gonna take a bath. Just say we need to freshen up. It doesn't matter if you get them to the sink
Great
and just
advice.
wash up at the sink.
Freshen up's a great tip. And I think that's harder, I think, for a family caregiver than it is for a professional caregiver like our staffs, because that family, that husband and wife maybe, have been yelling at each other from one room to the next, saying, "Hey,
For
breakfast
years.
is ready. You know, dinner's ready. Come on, let's go. It's time to go. We gotta leave." Whether it's in a light, kind, loving voice, or maybe it's the old, "Hey, let's get moving."
Yeah.
But either way, that's just a behavior, or excuse me, a habit that needs to be changed.
Right. You have to
direct-
change when dementia is involved.
more calm.
Yes, calm. Like I said, calm, patient.
Yeah.
And it is hard. Dementia is hard for everybody.
Yeah.
It's probably the easiest for the person dealing with it, but for everybody that's taking care of that person, it's hard. I tell people sometimes it's worse than cancer because there's no remission. There's no chance of remission. So you just have to change. And there's support groups and stuff to help families do that, but you're going to have to change because what used to work or what you used to do doesn't work now.
I'd like to come back to that. Those support groups and what you do as a family caregiver. There's, just to touch quickly on it now, there's all kinds of statistics and studies showing how much the caregiver suffers and their health deteriorates more rapidly than the person who needs care, and that's another subject I'd like to come back and sit maybe with a few other professionals, do a roundtable type. Would be fun and interesting for us. And one thing I'm taking away too, and I hope you take away, is think of who's receiving your message when you're saying it's time to go or let's freshen up. Who's receiving your message? You've got to always put, and this is a good habit in life in general, look at something from someone else's perspective. So do your best to look at, whatever your message is to that person in your family that you're helping with dementia or Alzheimer's. What's their perspective when they're hearing these messages?
Like walk in their shoes.
Yeah.
Like if it's a son or daughter, they could say to mom, Mom, remember when you used to help me bathe and you would tell me it's time to bathe? I'm just making sure we're still doing that.
Yeah.
Just simple things like that. And like some sons have problems bathing mom.
Yeah.
Some, daughters have problem bathing dad.
Yeah.
So those things they all come into play. They all, have a, a reason or, not a purpose, but there's a reason why we're apprehensive or,
And, interesting on that subject too, I've noticed or learned over time that what may be hard for a son or daughter or a family caregiver to get someone to do is could be easier. Maybe that person needs to care is more responsive to a professional. One of your caregivers, one of my caregivers. Sometimes we're the new expert in the room, almost like a doctor in a sense. Oh, they said do this. It's time to eat, and so sometimes we get better reactions professionally too. Yeah. In addition, we have a lot of training that goes on. To go back to the behaviors again, this is so common. Let's talk about caregiver safety. We always talk about the safety of the person with dementia. Let's talk about caregiver safety. There's been a lot of people who've been bit on, or bit, or spit on, or hit, and hit is quite common, and also quite avoidable.
It is.
So it's generally you can go back and look and say, I got hit and be mad about it, so I got hit because I didn't do this. What can you help us with some advice on caregiver safety? How do you avoid catching the bad part of those behaviors?
Like I said, you walk away. If you can get someone else from the family to help you out, that may help. Again, things that you're trying to get done, does it have to be done at that moment? Or can it be done later? Cause like when they start get agitated, I just tell everybody, just walk away. You can come back 10 minutes later because they've forgotten, unfortunately, what happened earlier. And so you try it again, but like most of the time when people get hit because they're pushing, they're forcing, and you just need to let that person relax and calm down. A lot of times I'll sing. I'm not the greatest singer, but I'll sing to a resident because music is the last thing they lose. So music, they say music soothes the savage beast, not saying that they're beasts, but people love music. And so just start singing. You don't have to be, an opera singer or, a pop diva. Just sing a song that they like. Sometimes just singing, what's the one? I can't think of the name of the song right now.
Sing it for us. Show the voice. I'm already.
It's like, You are my sunshine,
Oh,
my
yeah.
only sun. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
that works. Like, I'll sing It Last by Etta James.
Mhm.
I'll sing that to a resident
Oh,
and,
wow.
you know, just go from there. You know, I even have residents who are Spanish speaking.
Mhm.
I'll sing a little bit of Selena that I heard
Yeah.
on the radio. You know, whatever I got up here, I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
But music always. You know, if you're trying to give them a shower, put music on in the bathroom.
That's a huge
Soothing,
one.
calming music, you know.
That's for dementia and people who don't have dementia. One of the
Mm-hmm.
challenges for elder care sometimes is people don't want to bathe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're afraid of falling. Maybe they had a bad spill,
A bad
and
experience.
a bad experience.
Mhm.
And now they just don't want to get in the shower. So
Right.
it can be a challenge. We train our staff in a year or two to make that shower like a spa-like experience. Let's get the temperature right in there. Let's get the lighting right, the towels right.
Have everything
you
ready.
need, ready to go.
Yes.
And make it a wonderful experience. But yeah, you touched on that one earlier too. Of hey, we got to get going. We're going to do whatever, and coming back in 10 minutes. Sometimes we, eventually you got to get out of the house.
Right.
And okay, I've done the 10 minutes thing 4 times now, so I'm coming up on an hour, and now I'm getting stressed. Do you have any suggestions or tips on how to encourage people to say take that shower or bath? It could be, they don't want to do it.
Most of the times if they don't want to do it, then just go to the sink. Can you wash your face and brush your teeth for me? I'm sure that they're not smelling bad, so just do the minimal.
Yeah.
Wash your face, brush your teeth, because we're going to the store or we're going to see your doctor, because that generation loves their doctors. Their doctors are the end all to be all. So, we're going to see your doctor, so let's just wash your face and brush your teeth.
Yeah.
And then try the bath or shower later. A lot of residents, once they get dementia, don't like the water coming on them.
Yeah.
They don't like showers, like you mentioned. So, it may just be that you just wash at the sink every day.
Yeah.
That's
what
or you
you do.
get your tub redone so they can just walk in.
Yeah.
Because like you said, a lot of them are scared of falling.
Yeah.
So they don't want to step into that tub.
Yeah, and we'll do another video later about bathroom safety or
Mm-hmm.
just home safety. It's really important. But even patterns.
Mm-hmm.
If you get some people are affected by a wild pattern on a shower curtain,
Yes.
it can be very disorienting to
Or
them.
the tile.
Tile,
wallpaper.
especially the older style tiles some of the houses have. It's
The white, black, white,
yeah.
black. They might think the black square is a hole.
Yeah.
So we can touch on that a lot later.
Yeah, but those things, to set that up, make life easier for everybody. And then we've had some success. Again, that seems like a big one. I was coaching how to get a showers. Sometimes, again, what is the message? Who's hearing the message? Okay, your friends are coming over today. Your granddaughter's coming over today. Let's make you nice. Maybe it's a woman who's more receptive to it, but men too. We want to be nice
men
and
too.
pretty. And I shouldn't have admitted that on video, but I guess it's recorded now for perpetuity. We're gonna delete that part later. But exactly, we're gonna coming over. Let's get your favorite dress
Shirt
on or
on.
shirt on and make it look pretty and make it nice, and you're gonna feel good. And sometimes that works.
And there's nothing wrong with laughing and joking while you're doing it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, make them laugh, make them enjoy it. Sometimes I'll dance.
Yeah.
I'll dance with somebody, and while we're dancing, I'm unbuttoning the shirt and then
Yeah.
pulling the sleeve out. So you
Yeah.
got to think outside of the box when it
Yeah.
comes to Alzheimer's and dementia.
And you have to be patient. It might take weeks to find out whatever the system is, and then sometimes it changes, and you got to be ready to adapt.
Yes.
Put in plan B, C, and D. Sometimes it's reward based.
Right.
It's okay. We're gonna get all freshened up, and we're gonna go do this, and then afterwards we're gonna get some ice cream.
Yep.
And as simple as that sounds, and I'm 53 years old, and my daughter the last 2 nights ago said she's gonna go get blizzards from Dairy Queen, and I was just happy.
Yeah,
This is just great.
I'm 51 and I'm right there.
Yeah.
Looking, oh, we're going to do what?
Yeah, so I'm
we're
in.
going where?
I'm in. What kind of blizzard are we getting today?
Yes, exactly.
So that stuff's really important.
We're raised that way. We're raised on
Yeah.
a reward system.
Yeah,
You got
that's
your
true.
allowance. If you do this, I'll get you your car fixed. Something. So all human beings are raised on some type of reward system.
Absolutely. So, big things I'm hearing are patience, how you approach. I want to touch on confusion too. So let's give the example of, okay, we go to a restaurant, and the restaurant has 14 pages of menu for their lunch items. Those things, can be overwhelming. So when you look at that menu and say, okay, what do you want? There's probably a better alternative to that.
Yes.
What is that?
Your loved one, and you just say, if they like chicken and beef, do you want the chicken or do you want the beef?
Yeah.
You know, because I used to train for restaurants to become dementia friendly.
Yes, I remember. I was
Yes.
part of that.
Oh,
Remember?
yes,
Yeah,
you were.
That seemed like a long time ago.
I know, right? It's like, wow.
Purple cities.
Yeah, exactly. And you just, you know, you give them 2 options, not 22. And it overwhelms. I was at a restaurant in Universal City the other day, and she brings us this menu, and I'm like, and my family and I are looking at it, I'm like, there's too many pages.
Yeah.
There's too many options. So, you know, so I don't have dementia yet. Make sure you cut that out. But anyway, but yeah, just give them a couple options. Yeah, Frank. Couple options. Do you want the chicken or the beef?
Yeah.
You know, and be prepared that when that plate gets delivered and you have something different, they may say, I didn't order this, I want that.
Yeah.
Then just switch.
Yeah.
It'll save, you know, time and hardship and frustration. Just switch.
Yeah.
But don't give them so many options.
Yeah. My wife Patty and I are preparing for that, maybe eventual. So like every time I order something, she's obviously, since the day I first started dating her, she's kind of had whatever she wanted off my plate.
Yep.
I've gotten used to it.
Yep, there
Still
you go.
works.
There you go.
6
See?
or 7 years later, I'm still doing it. 26 years. So
I've seen this.
we have seen that. So now let's talk about, you know, one of another hard one. You know, someone who has the dementia is forgetting, and you're gonna bring. Say, I'm gonna bring one of their old friends over.
Okay.
You know, it can be very frustrating. You know, when you say, "Hey, do you remember so and so?" You know, because people with dementia know they have it at some levels, and it can be frustrating. Any suggestions or advice on how to introduce that new old friend or new old face into the...
Well, if you have pictures always help. But
perfect.
don't say, I always tell people, don't say, do you remember?
Yes.
Because they don't.
Yeah.
And you're setting yourself up there because they're going to get upset because they don't remember.
Yes.
So pictures will help. You know, Mom, Mike is coming over. You know, let's get ready because Mike's coming. Who's Mike? You and Mike used to be friends. You know, just build it up. And if you have pictures, show the pictures.
Yeah.
You know, and go from there. It may work. It doesn't always work. We have wives and husbands that don't remember their spouses.
Yeah. It's very sad.
Yeah.
But a reality we have to live with.
Yeah, but never say, do you remember? Because they don't.
Do you get that one? We set that softball up. Do not say. It's a really frustrating thing.
Right.
Just raises that stress and tension level and frustration, and it's sad for everybody.
Yes.
So again, what else? I know we're...
You know, it's like you talk to them about what her or him and that friend have done, how long they've been friends, you know, what they did in their life. You know, you and Estelle raised us kids together, and we would go to Yosemite, just things that happen because they've been friends for a while.
Yeah.
You know, so something's going to click. Something's like, oh yeah, something's going to click, depending on their stage of dementia also. You know, so when they start to progress, there may not be as many friends visits because it'll also be hard for the friend. You know, so, but if it's that early stage or, you know, on to moderate, just, you know, talk about what they did, you know, and just, like I said, don't say, do you remember? And bring out the pictures. I'm sure there's pictures.
Yeah.
If you're good friends, there's some pictures somewhere. And bring out the pictures. Prepare for the visit.
Yeah.
You know, if they cook together, you know, plan to have that done again. If Estelle's coming over, make some pasta or whatever you did together. Do it again. Yeah. You know, so
we
that type
stress
of
the
stuff.
same things. We stress, you know, talking about the nostalgia. You mentioned songs, a song they remembered. You know, the caregivers, we can all get on YouTube or iPad and go back and find those memories.
Yes.
And you know, things click quite often, and it's a wonderful experience. Let's talk. Last thing, let's talk schedules.
Okay.
You know, what do you do? You know, what if I have someone in my family that wants to nap for 6 hours during the day? You know, what do you?
Can I volunteer? I'm sorry. What's a nap?
Yeah, what's a nap? Actually, I know exactly what they are, and they're awesome.
Yeah, when you can get one, yes.
I used to hate nap time in elementary school or whatever.
Yes, I say that
I'm
now. I need someone to say, Stephanie, it's nap time. Go take a nap.
Give me
I'm
20
out.
minutes and I'm out.
Yes.
But we run, no, it's perfect. We run into that a lot with schedules. And do you have any advice on how to develop a schedule? Is it important to have a schedule?
You know, because there's no schedule in dementia. There's no schedule. You know, you meet them where they're at. You join their journey. So if they want to nap, you let them nap. If you feel like they're sleeping too long, go check on them. But if they want to sleep, let them sleep. It'll work out better for you in the end. Let them sleep. You go get some things done. You know, tidy the house, or you go back and check on them again. You know, if they want to be, because sometimes, you know, they'll nap and then they'll have a better day.
Could be.
You know, if they're napping too long, too often, then you might want to talk to the doctor, because that means they're going to be up at night. But again, their clock is totally off.
I'm glad you brought that part up. There just aren't a lot of bright lines where it's clear definition of this is what we do and this is what we do. There are cases of the opposite of that too. It said the doctor says, hey, someone's got sundowners, or they're up all night, but they've slept all day, so maybe you can go, you know, wake someone up after 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you know, kind of space them out, and maybe try to get on more of a normal, if that's a word we could use, schedule.
Right.
And there's other times, you know, let them rest.
Right.
You know, it's okay to take an hour or two nap.
Yep, it's okay sometimes.
And see, so, but you got to consult professionals. You got to work with your support groups. You got to. There's a wealth of knowledge out there for this. And you know, Stephanie, we really appreciate your time today. I know you're super busy, and this is a big subject that's so near and dear. You said this was worse than cancer, and after working in this industry and owning Surety Home Care, I can tell you, my personal opinion is it's not even close.
Right.
Dementia is harder than cancer.
It is.
And this is not like one's better, you know, they're both horrible things. But it's bad. So you want to educate yourself as much as you can, be as patient as you can, and do the best you can through a hard situation. So.
And we didn't talk about it, but like arguing with them or trying to reality orient them, don't do that. There is no reality orientation in dementia. You join their journey, you know, because we have women here that says, my husband's coming to get me. And we know the husband passed. So you just say, well, what time is he coming? You know, and you join their journey, you know, and then some family members like, well, I don't want to lie. You're not lying. You're joining their journey. Because on their journey, that's where they are right now. You're not lying to them. You know, when they say, well, mom, dad's dead. No. Just say, okay, well, you know, when he gets here, you know, or dad's out running errands, or dad's at work, because you're joining that person's journey. Because when you remind them that they've passed, you're making those feelings fresh again.
We experienced that one quite a bit in our in-home care business with Surety, where a spouse passes and then, you know, family members say, no, don't tell them that, or don't tell her that. They need to know. And it's like it's just not going to make it better.
Right. It's not going to make it better to remind them.
No, and that's sometimes that's tough on the family too, because you're looking for closure, but you just have to realize these are, you know, you want closure and you want to, you know, make everything settled in your own heart and mind. But you know, Alzheimer's and dementia is a special thing and something you never considered when you're you know, planning on these things.
Exactly.
That one's common. It's just fresh. If someone says they used to be an astronaut, you know, you can argue with them and tell them you've never been on Apollo, whatever,
Apollo 13 or wherever we're on now. No.
No, you're not going to do that. You shouldn't do that.
No.
What's the harm? Let them enjoy it, and then you know, we still don't know enough. I mean, there may be a lot of studies that say definitive things about Alzheimer's and dementia, but I'm telling you, we're scratching the surface on what this interesting and disease is, and you know, hopefully in the next 20, 30 years, and there probably will be that number, unfortunately, we'll know more. But
we still won't know it all.
Yeah, the best, and I'll close with this. So, management. I think you mentioned earlier, maybe it was when we were talking outside. You know, in our experience, Alzheimer's and dementia can be managed in some cases, and sometimes appear as if things have gotten better. Sometimes get people hydrated better, exercising better, better sleep patterns, and seem to be better. But they're not better. This doesn't get better to be managed. I look at this as like, you know, rowing a boat. You know, you keep rowing, you'll keep moving. But the minute you stop, it's it. It's not happening. So if something's working, then you're more of an expert than me. You just say, Jason, you're wrong. I'm totally comfortable with that and totally used to it. So if something's wrong, I mean, if you stop and you think, because you think something's better, you know, it's going to come back and bite you. Things are better because you're doing certain things. Keep doing those things. I
totally agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree. You keep doing those things so they stop working.
Yeah.
Because they may stop working, and then you have to try something else.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's not better. You're maintaining.
Yeah.
You know, you're having good days.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not going to get better.
Yeah, in full transparency, we've had families we've taken care of where we've seen a significant improvement. sometimes it's getting, we go in and we log meds and say, hey, go take these meds to your doctor. That there's a lot here, and they go, oh yeah, let's get these corrected. And they didn't know they're taking these things, and sleep patterns are bad. They're not hydrated, they're not exercising, they're in bad moods. There's been agitation, and we get a caregiver that's in the house, and things seem to improve over the course of sometimes a week. It's amazing how fast things can happen. Then we've had families say, you know what, we're good now. We're going to cut back, and mom and dad will be home alone now, and they'll be fine. And I don't know if you can see your eyes there, but this is just what it is. We can almost guarantee there's going to be a callback in another week. We don't know what happened. It's and it's because you just can't stop. Whether it's with a professional caregiver from Surety Home Care. A memory care community, or you as the family caregiver, or a combination. Sometimes we all three work. Sometimes it's respite care, home care, and families working as a team. You can't stop. It's got to be ongoing, and it's got to be consistent, because the moment you stop, you're likely going to have a regression. Right, exactly. Totally agree. Say I was right. You were right. Let me say it again. Jason was right. There you go. I love that. That's perfect. Stephanie, thank you very much for taking your time. We want to come back again. I want to talk about in the future home care, in-home care versus moving into an assisted living community, an independent living community, a memory care community. What the differences are, advantages, disadvantages, everything from cost to care to everything else. I think that'll be interesting and informative for the families we care for, families you care for, and our friends who may watch this on YouTube. So definitely. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.